Greg Ruff with Mark Foster with his GMAC interview, women's soccer, and how many years as head coach now?
Feels like 40, but I think this is the start of my fourth year.
Wow, so. 4 years. You played soccer here. Your number retired, all-time leading scorer, and now you're leading the women's program for the fourth year. It's pretty great story, isn't it?
Yeah, I mean, it's when Jeff Carr called me all those years ago and invited me to come and play here, I couldn't imagine that I would have had such a great time here and met my wife here. And last week we had our first child on the pitch kicking a ball. Mm-hmm. So I couldn't imagine the blessings God had in store for me at Trevecca, and it has really become a home.
Absolutely, and it's just kind of funny. I have to bring this up. I mean, last year you had knee surgery going into the year, and you got ready and got back out there. And then this year you're walking around one day, and next thing you know, you're having your appendix.
Yeah.
What's it going to be next August?
Yeah, everybody's already joking. It's funny. The way I had the summer laid out, I had some time back in Ireland, had a lot of camps as college coaches do in the summer. And what I did, I'd blocked out a week, the week before pre-season. I thought I'm just going to have a week off, a week to myself, just get my mind fresh for the season. My appendix went and...
Perfect timing, really.
Yeah, my week of relaxation turned into an overnight stay at Vanderbilt.
Talk about what you did this year, maybe different than any other to prepare for the season.
I think the game's always changing, and so you've got to keep up with sports science and different things and technologies out there. So I started my UEFA A license, which is a coaching accreditation in Europe. So that had me in Europe for a few weeks studying. So stuff like that I'm a big believer in, just always trying to get an edge and keep up with fresh ideas. And then it's just the basics: booking hotels, booking buses, making sure we have enough balls, making sure we have uniforms, and finding that pair of socks that's missing. Honestly, Greg, that's the stuff I don't enjoy. This time of year is when I come alive. When I get to get my hands dirty, being on the pitch coaching the girls. So, but it's. You got to do that stuff in the summer, so we get to enjoy the on the field stuff now.
If he can figure out where those missing socks go, he'd solve one of the world's biggest puzzles. Yeah. Because everybody misses socks, right? Hey, talk about this team. You're going into this, and this is your first senior class of recruits, so it makes it a little bit special. There's always a little marker there, but that's another marker.
I've recruited them. And what I've told them is, if this year goes well, I will claim them as my first recruiting class. If this year goes bad, I will say they're still not my players yet. Yeah. So, no, only joking. Really honoured that Madison and Abby, once they committed to Trevecca and then there was a coaching change, were still willing to commit and come and play for me. And so they took a leap of faith in me, and I'll never forget it.
What about this year? I mean, you guys are picked fourth in the conference, so maybe a little bit of motivation there. You did get one first place vote, but talk about your expectations for this year with this team.
To compete. Because sometimes, people think, oh, you're a Christian school and, it's only a game, and, that stuff rubs me up the wrong way. We want to compete. Just because we're Christians doesn't mean it won't hurt me if we don't win the GMAC this year. We feel blessed to have the chance to play and compete, and we want to compete and leave it all on the field. What I love about the GMAC and what I love about this new era of being in the NCAA at Trevecca is we've found a conference that we're competitive in. And so we know we can win it, but we also know that the strength of the conference, we're fourth in the pre-season rankings, and that's quite fair, to be honest. You look at D&E, won the league last year, and you look at Cedarville, finished strong and won the tournament, so they're going to be in the top two, rightly so. Ursuline's just a tough team. Jason always does a great job there, so in many ways, I'm happy to be fourth, because you've got a Kentucky Wesleyan team who beat us twice last year. Will be upset that they're behind us in the polls, having beaten us twice, and you've got a good Malone team coming in. So, it's a good conference in women's soccer, and it's competitive, and Yeah, we believe we can finish better than fourth, but when you look at it and understand what goes into why people vote and how they vote, I think that's a fair assessment at the minute.
Mark Foster, women's soccer coach here at Trevecca.